My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp here in the UK, and welcome to YouTube Tuesday. Today I thought I would show you a couple of really nice stamps of ours. These are the two most beautiful flower stamps, Gentian and Columbine. Huge stamps, come together, unmounted, very, very lovely. And they also come with their masks, which is fantastic too, because it means that when you want to do a background with them, you see, you get your mask, and I'm going to show you how that works now. Really nice. You wouldn't want to have to cut these out now, would you? So let's get started. And what I want to do, I've already mounted one of my large stamps onto one of our lovely handles, and I've torn out of an old English dictionary. I know there are going to be people saying, you didn't. I did. I really, really did. So I've removed a page from my old English dictionary, and what I'm going to do now is just ink up my huge stamp and stamp it onto the page. I'm using a black archival ink pad, which is a permanent ink pad. There we go, because I want a nice solid black image, and I'm going to stamp this lovely stamp straight into the centre. So I'll just stand so that I can apply pressure to this image. There we go, and we'll let that soak in nicely. There, that should be perfect. There we are. So now we've got that lovely image. And what I want to do now are two things. First, I want to do a little bit to the background, and then I want to come back to the colouring in process, which is quite interesting. But first of all, let's take our mask. So this is important because I've got the innie and the outie. Both are important to me. Let's use this one first. This is the flower itself. So I've just stored it on a piece of paper, and I'm just going to lower this into place like so. Let me just get this in the right place. Forgive the top of my head while I do this, like that. And then this will be exactly in the right place. There we are. There we go. Let me just... Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Right, so that's in place. And then what we want to do next is just add something to the background. So here's some nice brushes of ours. Enter the black and the brown or the yellow one. And what I want to do is take my tea dye to begin with. I think this is the right colour. This will do. Right, tea dye. Great neutral colour. Looks like old book, really. And what we'll do is we'll just brush gently away from the mask, like so. So round we go, and we'll just add a little bit of tea dye. And because the mask is plastic, you see, because the mask is plastic, you can just wipe into the area like so. Excellent. Okay. And then I'm going to take my dark one, like this one, and I'm going to use my black soot. And I just want to add a little bit of depth as well over the top of that. You see? So here we go again. And this time I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to just come down a bit further into the actual bristles, although you can't really call them bristles because they're so soft. Bristles is not really accurate. And we're just going to add a little bit more depth around that picture. And you'll see when I do this, when I lift this mask away now, of course we can use it again and again. In fact, if you wanted to, you could really add more depth just by taking a makeup sponge, and you can clean your mask at the same time and just drag your depth and your shadows now out beyond the mask with a makeup sponge. That helps too. Right, and when you've done that, then we can lift this off. Here we go, gently does it because we don't want to tear all the lovely little bits. Imagine having to cut this out. I think that we must be the only stamp company, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I think we must be the only stamp company in the world that supplies you with the mask for every stamp that needs it. There you go. So you see how it just jumps off the page, really lovely. And then what we'll do is we'll just put that back in place for next time. Okay, and when you've done this, what's interesting is we can just colour this in now. I'm going to use Spectrum Noir pencils. You'll be interested to see how they work on top of this. What fascinated me was, because they're quite oily based pencils, and yet when you go over the top of print, it's very interesting. You don't actually lose any of the print in the background. It doesn't matter how hard I press or how vibrant the colour is, I don't actually lose any of the print. This is interesting. See what I mean? So I can go and colour in this lovely flower and I won't lose any of the interest in the background. So I like that. Now, just to save time, I want to show you one that I've already done. And you'll see here, if you take a look, you'll see how the colour is really vibrant. But what's more interesting is that you can still read the dictionary page behind the flowers. I like that a lot. So there we are. A very, very simple technique, just showing you basically how to use Spectrum Noir pencils to colour in, how to mask off and add shadow to the back of a picture. Easy peasy. Hope you enjoyed that one. Do check in on my blog, barbaragrayblog.blogspot.com, for daily inspiration and fun, and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. And I shall see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye now.